Preface. Today is July 4th, 2020, Independence Day, and most of the traditional celebrations are canceled all over the country due to the 2020 pandemic.
So much has changed since the beginning of the year and will continue to change with more social unrest, economic wars, flooding, volcano eruptions, forest fires, and earthquakes that are incubating.
30 years from now, our next generation will look back and wonder what life looked like before 2020. But only a few know at this moment that we are not heading toward doomsday. A new Earth is birthing.
My kids and I have been quarantining at home since March. We are blessed that our schools adapted quickly to provide online classes so that the kids can finish their semester without interruption.
My daughter's final physics class project was to build a part of a Rube Goldberg machine and record it.
Then the teacher connected everyone's video and digitally built a big Rube Goldberg machine. It was pretty cool.
This reminded me that many years ago, every time I brought the kids to the Museum of Science in Boston, I always spent time sitting in the museum's atrium watching that audio-kinetic sculpture called Archimedean Excogitation.
It was designed by artist George Rhodes in 1987 to teach guests about force, movement, and sound. It's essentially a giant Rube Goldberg machine.
I would just sit there watching the colorful balls rolling, tracking where they would go next and anticipating the spins, the levers, the sounds, and the cascade of events that followed.
While watching the balls move, sometimes I felt like I had God's view of this world. It is such power and magic to know exactly every move of all the balls and the ripple effects they will contribute to other balls and events remotely. You knew where each ball was coming from and where it was heading and what would happen. But those balls seem to have no idea what's going to unfold, as they could only see the few steps ahead of them.
Sometimes the balls were rolling away from each other. Then, through different paths, they came back and crossed over each other's path again. Sometimes one ball would get stuck for a long time until another ball arrived to edge it out. Even though individually it seemed chaotic, but collectively, all components made an interestingly harmonious musical attraction.
During the 2020 pandemic, people would simply blame the virus or argue who should be responsible. Scientists rushed to develop the vaccine to fight the virus. But these are just immediate events that we can see with our logical mind and scientific deduction from what had happened. To fully understand a super complicated Rube Goldberg machine we call our Earth experience, we need to get out of the machine and see from the outside.
What we complain of as disease is just a symptom, a trigger of a chain of events that caught our attention. What we observed is the result of many previous events. But modern Western medicine doesn't look at the whole Rube Goldberg machine of events. We often deal with a few steps of the chain that seem immediate and relevant. We will then design pharmaceutical chemicals to suppress, inhibit, block, intercept, or deviate from such steps.
Often we end up just delaying or rerouting the machine. A different symptom will arise, which will often be deemed as irrelevant to both the previous condition and the treatment. Our biomedical science misses so much of the big picture of what we call disease. The 2020 started a cascade of seemingly chaotic events. I hope this book will shine a light on the existence of the vast majority of the Rube Goldberg machine that is outside of the spotlight we have been using to see diseases individually and collectively.
I truly wish for this book to bring future medical heroes clarity and a grand vision that will gift you the peace of mind and success in the midst of the collateral damages that are unfolding around the world.
If you are reading this book, chances are you are on a mission way bigger than you thought. The 12-step process described in this book will transform you from a soul-crushed and energetically depleted healthcare professional into a fearless and invincible medicine mage.